Hello, my name is Katie and welcome to my shed. I hope you're all keeping well and you've had a lovely week. I'm just knackered, absolutely shattered. It's been a very long week. So yeah, I think I told you last time I was in the shed. That was on Monday. Today's Saturday, the 17th, and it's just been a pretty hefty week. I don't like doing 4 longer days in a row. It kind of breaks me, and I don't have that time to come and be quiet. So I'm very tired now. And then on top of that, the cat has been a royal pain in the butt these last few weeks and has been waking me up at about 3. So I've been getting out of bed any time between 3:30 and 4. So I'm just kind of ready. I'm ready to have a nap. So I thought I'd come in here and pretend to record a video and I'll just have a nap. Because I don't think anyone would twig. I could probably get away with it for an hour at least. But I can't because I've got to go do a football match in a minute. So never mind. I thought I'd come in here and make a start on this week's video. I will have to stop for football and probably won't get back in today because I've got some social stuff. I don't do social stuff, do I? But I've got some social stuff to do this afternoon. So that will be lovely. It involves cake, so it's a win. And it's with people I like, so it's a double win. So yeah, it'll be good. And I'll probably get in tomorrow. Oh no, I probably won't get in tomorrow. I'll try, but I've got my art group tomorrow, so I'll pop in some clips or something from there, but I won't film around there because that's just weird and intrusive, so I shan't do that. Anyway, right, what are we doing today? We are doing a bit more colour mixing, and we're going to, the plan for this week's video is to do some more colour mixing and then do another submission for the Birbfest. So my last 3 videos, if you haven't watched them, have been me colour mixing with acrylics, which is something that I'm quite new to. I'm very much as you can see behind me, these are all my paints. I quite like tubes, convenience colours out of the paint. It makes me feel comfortable. But the ones that I've been practicing on last week, I really enjoyed. So I did, this one was the first week. And then I did this one last week. And then this was a midweek one, which actually was this Saturday's video. Anyway, I'll let you go back and watch those if you want to spend hours just watching me ramble on and not know what I'm doing. But we're going to do some more of that and then submit a painting for Birbfest. So these are the last 2 weeks. I'm only doing the Thursday, so they're doing one that you could submit 1 a week rather than 1 a day. Just because I don't have time to do 1 a day. So this week it's some sort of Galah. It's very cute, like a pink Galah Cockatoo thing. I'll show you some pictures of those when I come back to paint them. Okay, let's get the paints that I'm going to use to mix. Okay, I'm going to go a bit rogue this week, which is probably not going to pay off, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know if you know, but I do underpaint quite a lot with neons and fluorescent colours, and thought, I wonder if I could underpaint in like neon pink, if I could then colour mix colours using neons to work with on top of that, and it might make it a little bit less jarring. I don't think it's going to work, but we're going to try. So I've only got 3 because that's all I have, but I've got a fluorescent yellow, that's System 3 one, and then I've got a couple of Pebeo, I don't know if that's how you say it. I've got a rose fluorescent and I've got a blue turquoise. So I recognise that they're going to be colour mixed, so there's going to be other colours within them, so it's probably all going to go a bit squiffy. And I probably should have done this off screen first so that you don't see me make a big fat mess. And then I've got a raw umber and a titanium white. Let's see what kind of a hot mess it makes, and then we'll have some fun with the colours. Right, I'm going to turn you around. Okay, let's see what happens. I think it's going to be a hot mess, but I thought it'd be quite a fun little experiment to do. So that is the yellow as is, and I'm going to mix that with some pink. I'm just going to start with a little bit of pink to start with, and then we can always add more. Okay, I do it by writing down, I number the colours and then write down what I'm adding as I go, it's just so it's a bit easier to see. Okay, and this time we're going to look at the rose to start with. Might make my blobs a little bit small. No, it's not going to be smaller, a little bit bigger. These paints are just so naff. I can't think of a better word. Right, this time we're going to just add some blue to that. That was almost a 50-50 mix, so this one's quite an interesting colour. I think if you want a methodical aesthetic video, I'm probably not the YouTuber for you. I quite like these ones. These ones are coming out nicely. What else should I do with that? Should we try? I mean, the yellow's just going to make it disgusting, isn't it? It's going to go back to that horrible chewing gum green. Oh no, hang on, this is different. Quite like that one as well. A bit more white to that. That's changed a bit because there was some stuff on the brush, so not sure what's happened there. Okay, these are coming out better. Let's clean that a bit off. Right, and then we'll do the same with the blue. The magpies are very chatty outside. So what do we need to do? We need to do blue and yellow. I'm going to go kind of 50-50 to start with. I quite like that. That's a little bit in your face, but I do quite like it. I might just make a bit more of that, because I feel like with some white in, that would be quite nice. I was watching a video this morning actually about colour mixing and colour theory, and obviously it was well above me, but the chap was saying about not wanting to add too much white because it makes it chalky, but that was one of the things I really liked about my last few colour mixing exercises. So just remember that it's all very personal, and just because one person tells you not to do something, that doesn't mean you have to not do it. I quite like that. I'm trying to make it a bit more yellow. That is the, anyway, sorry, I'm diverting. I think you just need to remember the joy in painting and art is that it's about your creations, and just because someone tells you not to do something, you absolutely can do what you want. But remember to take the lessons from people. I suppose that's the moral. So find what you like and learn your own lessons. That's definitely what I've been doing this last year. Okay, I'm just going to mix each of these colours with white and the umber just to see what that's like. As cleanly as I can. Can you see all that? Yeah, you can just about see that. The birds are very, very vocal today. I'm really pleasantly surprised with what's coming out. I'm not going to lie, this has surprised me. Okay, I've numbered it all up. Whether I've got it completely accurate or not, who knows? But I'm really surprised and pleased. I thought this was going to be hideous. And granted, there's a few pretty grim colours, but there's also some really lovely ones. I like all of these. Actually, all of them all the way down here. Some of these are a bit dubious, but I think they've probably got their place. I quite like the pinks, actually. These ones are a bit grim. I just feel like they both need, once they've got the umber and the white in, that really makes a difference. I'm not loving these, but I do like these ones. All of these actually come out quite nice as a set. There's a lot of duplication where I just get carried away with my swatching, but no, I feel like I could do a nice painting with these, which is unusual for me to say. So I think, let me find you a picture of what this Galah Cockatoo, if I remember rightly, it's like pinks and yellows, maybe pinks and oranges. I looked at it this morning, that was a while ago, but I feel like we've got a nice colour set here that I could use for that, and do some underpainting with, maybe I might underpaint with this sort of colour set, and then we can work over the top with these, if that's the colour. Let me have a look at what they actually look like, that would help, wouldn't it? Okay, I've just checked. So they're like pinks and blue greys. So this colour set will be perfect. We'll take these, and then we'll underpaint with these. That's what we can do. But not yet. I've got a football match to go to. Excuse the weird yellow light in here. I was just going to show you these. So I'm going to prime these, but these little panels, painting panels, are £1 for 2 panels from, I can't remember the name, it's like Town Stretcher or somewhere like that in the UK. I am sure you can get something like this in your local discount shop, but I feel like I'm going to chuck some gesso on it. These are going to be great for little painting challenges because I won't at all feel precious about them. They're just card with a little bit of texture, like textured paper probably glued onto it, so they're not the best quality, but they're going to be absolutely fine for what I need. And they might also be useful for doing like the triptychs landscapes. Anyway, I'm going to gesso those and then prime them with this leftover paint because I cannot bear. Right, both of these are primed, fairly dry, not completely dry because I'm, you know, impatient. And I'm just going to roughly paint them because I mean, we all know that's how I roll, isn't it? So, but also I don't want them to be too uniform, so mix up a few different tones. Is tones the right, even the right word, guys? Do you know? You probably do know. A few different colours. I'm going to stick with the word colours because I feel like that's safe. Okay, so these are done. I've got 2 boards, both a bit different, both very loose, just different versions of that blue-green. So we'll leave them to dry. I'm going to get on with my busy day and I will probably see you. It's unlikely I'll see you tomorrow. This hat is starting to go, I think I've got less hair. It's not holding in place. What was I saying? I'll see you when I get in here to do these galahs. I don't even know if that's how you say it. It just reminds me of, was it Alf from Home and Away? Anyway, enough with my 90s references and I will see you later. Bye. Okay, so this is what we're doing this week. So it's the Galah Cockatoo. I think they'll be quite fun, and I also think it will work with the colour mixing that we did with the neons, if I can get to them. So I think these will work, so we're going to give it a go and see how we get on. I've got 2, so I've got the 2 canvases that we prepped last time. They're a bit wet because I've just put some more gesso on them. So I'm going to pop the heater on, set up my table, and then we'll get painting. Okay, now apologies if you hear wind or lashing rain because that's what's going on outside. I've actually gone with an even more limited palette than I thought I was going to because I want these colours, and these are all the pink, the raw umber and a bit of white in different various amounts, and these sort of greys which were the pink with a bit of the turquoise and then some white and umber. So let's see if we can get these colours. We'll start with mixing up the pinks and then we'll mix up the greys and then we'll do some painting. You're going on time lapse because that's going to take me ages. Okay, right, we're going to start with a fairly big brush. Well, it's not big, but compared to the size of the canvas it is, it's a 1/2 inch one. Now these canvases, I would say, you know, obviously they're cheap, but they have bowed. So for this sort of exercise, I think they're fine, but do just be aware if you're going to buy some. Right, let's see. We all know how much I love painting directly onto the canvas. But we're going to give it a go. It's definitely not my natural state. So although I'm going in very roughly with the brush and the paint, I am trying to lay the paint down in the direction of the feathers. I'm not going to get that everywhere, but that is what I'm aiming for at the moment. Okay, well that was harder than I thought it was going to be, I guess, but I quite like it. The eye's not quite right, but I don't know if it's just not in the right position. It's definitely not quite the right colour, but I might just do that with some pencil, maybe. I don't think I'll do a second one. I think I'll keep this one for something else. That's what I think. Okie dokie, so that, I mean, this is not my best work. From a distance is okay. I just won't show you close up. I'll pop in a photo of one if I remember. I do think it probably needed some line, so maybe if I'd have drawn it first it would have worked better, but you know, it's okay. It looks like a bird, it looks like a cockatoo. Whether it's the best cockatoo in the world, anyway, doesn't matter, does it? And then I added, because there was leftover paint in the palette and I cannot waste paint, I popped a bit more mess on there. I think I prefer this one, if I'm honest. It's very messy. Oh, I've just got paint all over me, and chaotic, but I do like it. So there you go, there's my two. And that was based off of the palette using the fluorescent yellow, fluorescent rose and the blue turquoise with a little bit of umber in it and white. So I'm really surprised at the number of, like, the level of colours I can get. This one was a bit in your face, so you will have seen that I went over the green and just made it a little bit darker. It needed a little bit of depth, so that I think has helped a little bit. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay, so that is week 3 of the Birbfest challenge, if that's the word. I'm not sure which one it is next week, but we will do the last one because it's nice to complete something. I'm going to try and record another short chatty one in between, because I'm not sure if everyone wants to see me mixing colours and drawing birds. So I'll try and do something else as well, but I might not have time. I actually think my next video should be me tidying up, because this place is a death trap. Honestly, it's quite dangerous. There's so much stuff in here. Whether I've got the inclination to do that, who knows. Well, thank you very much for watching. I don't know whether you'll have learned anything. I definitely have. I mean, those paints are pretty horrible. They're really kind of gummy to work with. But aside from that, as in the Pebeo ones, didn't enjoy those. You can probably see it like on here, kind of. No, you can't really see it in the picture, but yeah, they're a bit gummy and a bit meh. But they're cheap, so that's kind of what you get, what you pay for, don't you? I don't own any. I don't even know if people do neon on fluorescent colours in a slightly higher quality paint. It's not something I've looked into, if I'm honest. And maybe if they did, they might be nicer to use. I can't really answer that. Okay, I think it's time to wind up. So in the comments, let me know, what do you think? He's very different to the other two birds that I've drawn. It's probably one of my least favourite out of the 4 that I've done, 3 or 4 I've done. I'm still loving the owl. I think he's a bit more fun. And maybe I should have done a line drawing version of the cockatoo as well, but I didn't. So let me know in the chats what you think, and also, have you done any art challenges this year? Have you signed up to anything? Let me know which ones, and are there any more? Like, what's February known for? I know there tends to be different themes, aren't there? There's different challenges running in different months, so maybe I need to think about February one as well. I am going to carry on with my sketching one, and I feel like I want to chuck in a watercolour one as well, but I might just add watercolour into the sketching one. Right, I'm rambling, as is normal for me. Apologies. I would like to say have a lovely week. If you have enjoyed the video, please do try and give it a thumbs up, and if you don't subscribe, feel free to subscribe. That would be lovely. And have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. Bye.